What up, everybody? We're back playing some more Hogwarts Legacy. Port key. I was telling my friend about this game. And if I got the name, it was who was made it and everything like that. Sorry, just 1 second. Sorry. It just freaking dawned on me like, oh my god, I can't believe, duh. Anyway, got the new one. I really want to test it out. I also want to, try to explore a bit. Oh my god, the snitch! It's so freaking dope. The golden snitch. Can't believe you don't get to play, Quidditch. It's weird.
It seems all roads lead to Hogsmeade.
Got my new wand. Even though the handle I equipped it with kind of looks like a freaking condom.
I have everything. I see what you meant about not being able to pick a favorite shop.
We should walk around a bit more. Perhaps today is the day I finally pick one.
Guess we're testing out our new stuff faster than we thought. Troll!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are tonight's entertainment.
What fire? Throw it away from the building! Away from the village!
Oh yeah! Oh crap.
Are we weakening him at all?
Keep at it! We have to let it down! What was that?
I was trying to beat him at his own game.
I like it! Do more of it! Look! He's faltering!
Took him long enough.
We need to make sure he stays that way! Expelliarmus.
Hadouken!
Goodness! A second troll! Did you two take on a fully grown troll by yourselves?
I suppose so. It's all a bit of a blur, to be honest.
A blur, it just happened.
Are you all right?
We are, and we were glad to help.
I'd say help is a bit of an understatement. Nerve like that. The makings of an aura, if you ask me. If you are unharmed, perhaps the two of you wouldn't mind helping me put a few things back to where they were.
Of course, officer.
Singer. Officer Singer. And thank you, again.
Repairer. less thing for Officer Singer to worry about. There.
Pharaoh.
Reparo. Lucky they didn't do more damage.
So handy.
Revelio.
Glad Rags Wizard Wear. Founded in 1750 and with locations in Paris, London, and Hogsmeade. Glad Rags offers a variety of wizarding garments and accessories. Mr. Augustus Hill and his associate Otto Dibble happily help all those who wander into the shop, enjoying in particular the challenge of the customer with less fashion sense than most.
We were just talking about you.
Diamond Classic.
Revelio. Hello, sir. I don't believe we've met.
Allow me to introduce myself, Augustus Hill, clothier extraordinaire. I should like to thank you for your remarkable bravery in fighting those trolls, and not to mention your help restoring Hogsmeade to its rightful state.
I was happy to help.
Frankly, you deserve an Order of Merlin. But I can offer you something much more useful. I own Gladrag's wizardwear, and among my inventory are some unique items that afford certain protections, as it were. Life-saving protections. And as I suspect this won't be your last dangerous encounter, I'd like to give you one such set of robes, in thanks for what you did today.
Thank you, Mr. Hill. That's very generous of you.
It's the least I can do. Now, let's try this on for size, shall we? Plenty for your perusal today. Take your time.
It's free, but obviously not gonna use it.
You won't be disappointed. That's a clap.
Pinstripe Ensemble.
I suspect you have a sharp eye for fashion.
What an extraordinary introduction to Hogsmeade. I would say that we, and you in particular, have earned at least one butterbeer. Shall we head to the Three Broomsticks?
Sounds like a good idea.
Wonderful. Just down this way then.
Nice, Ellie.
Buy one thing.
Plenty for your perusal today. Take your time. You won't be disappointed. That's a Gladrag's promise. I suspect you have a sharp eye for fashion. Be sure to stop by whenever you're about. Revelio.
Unlike enchanting mannequins favored by students for dueling practice, the mannequins at Glad Rags serve only as a means to display the latest in wizarding fashion.
Assuming it is not too busy, you might even meet Serona, the owner. She is a charming hostess and a powerful witch. Good one to know.
You said you could get to the child when they came to Hogsmeade. That all you needed was a distraction. I gave you a distraction.
I just watched a student take down your distraction. Who's this child? What are you not telling me?
All you need to know is that if you cannot get to the child, then you have no value to me.
Let's go.
Did they see us?
I don't think so.
What was that goblin doing with Victor Rookwood?
Ranrock is working with Rookwood.
The goblin from the Daily Prophet. I knew I'd seen him somewhere. Quickly, let's get inside the three broomsticks.
It's a treat to see you, Lodgok. I shall let you know if I hear anything.
Thank you, Serona.
You be well. Now, what can I... Oh, there's a face I haven't seen before.
It's my first time here.
Welcome. Butterbeer's on me.
Want me a butterbeer?
Heard about the attack. I shall be looking in on the other shopkeepers and residents shortly. Glad to see you two escaped injury.
Thanks to this one, single-handedly took down a troll.
Is that right? Well done.
Thanks for this.
My pleasure. I will say, trolls in Hogsmeade. That's never happened before. Something's not right. The only brutes we usually have to deal with are... How timely.
Very inclusive. Bravo.
Was that Lodgok I saw leaving just now? Your clientele's not what it used to be, Serona.
Not to worry, Victor. Once the two of you leave, the caliber of my clientele will greatly improve. I wouldn't do that if I were you, Theophilus.
Come now. No need for theatrics. I'm only here for this one anyway.
My friend is enjoying a well-earned butterbeer.
Only want a quick word.
Perhaps you didn't hear me. I said, my friend is busy.
One would think you all had enough bloodshed for one day. Come, Theophilus. The Three Broomsticks isn't what it used to be. Let's take our galleons elsewhere. Can't drink butterbeer forever.
Seems you've made an unfortunate enemy. Watch your back. Rookwood and Harlow are worse than any troll you might encounter.
Trolls, Ranrock, and Rookwood. What are you not telling me?
I promised to tell you everything, but it's perhaps best I do that later.
I think that now might be a good time to head back to the castle.
Revelio.
I am certainly glad Sirona was there.
And that she isn't intimidated by thugs like Rookwood and Harlow.
I want to understand what's going on, and I hope you will tell me. But for the moment, we should return to the castle. Professor Weasley will certainly hear about the troll attack soon if she hasn't already. I don't want her to worry.
Okay. Fast travel. I said it many times in many games. Fast travel is like one of my favorite across the board game mechanics that, you know, is so useful. To pet this owl. Come and see me. I discovered something in the locket we found at Gringotts. The locket's secret. I need to tell Professor Fig about the troll attack in Hogsmeade, and I'd like to find out if he's learned more about the locket we found in Gringotts. What the? Oh, this is a weird glitch. Save. Found the first glitch of the game. Check out these other rooms.
Revelio.
Take some chest.
Revelio.
They can go up the steps now or no? Nope.
How nice to see you, my young friend.
Revelio.
Oh, there you go. House Point hourglasses. These large ornate hourglasses containing rubies, diamonds, sapphires, and emeralds are enchanted to keep count of house points for Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, and Slytherin, respectively. Oh, so that's how you do it. So Slytherin and Ravenclaw haven't done much, but I think Hufflepuff got the most probably because of me, and then Gryffindor was like just pretty much starting. I always wonder how they did that. Like, I keep track. Because they had to keep records of that.
Revelio. Lumos.
It's like a horse head or something, or a serpent. I don't know.
Revelio.
On the ground, however.
My uncle knows Kagawa, so I can't imagine either.
I've always said that travel broadens the mind.
Have you been in any other common rooms? I'd love to know what it's like to be in another.
Revelio.
There it is.
Lumos. Revelio. Accio. Levioso. Lumos.
It's gotta be something to be able to, probably carry the flame to torch the other effigy.
Revelio.
Man, this place is huge.
Revelio. Accio.
Gotcha. Got both of you. That was a TikTok thing where there was these two armor pieces. I think the ones that was in that stinky room, the stinky gas that I went by in the last video, where I'm not sure if somebody was messing around or if something they actually do, because I didn't see it for myself. But those two just start fighting all of a sudden, and one just straight up stomps the other. And I was like, that was crazy. Maybe you stick around long enough, you'll see that happen.
Revelio.
Man, this place is huge. No wonder it took almost like 3 years. Man, the level of time it probably took just for the castle. Oh my, it's crazy.
That day I would. May we talk about this? Get away from me.
What?
Off on another adventure, are we?
Revelio.
I'm up for some more classes. Oops, sorry.
Professor, I'm glad to see you.
And I you. Thank Merlin you're in one piece. I heard about the attack. Trolls in Hogsmeade?
Sir, the trolls were wearing armor. It had that dark glow like the dragon collar.
Goblin silver. Ranrock used it to control the dragon. But how? And why send trolls to
They were there because of me. I overheard Ranrock talking with Victor Rookwood.
Ranrock was in Hogsmeade with Rookwood.
The trolls were Ranrock's distraction so that Rookwood could get to me. And he would have, had Sirona and the patrons at the Three Broomsticks not intervened.
This is grave news indeed. If Ranrock's goblins and dark wizards are after you, they want what we found in that vault.
Speaking of the vault, do you think that Ranrock is working with any of the goblins at Gringotts?
I do not. Gringotts goblins aren't typically the friendliest of beings, but they have a great deal of integrity. No, I dare say after what happened to that poor banker, the goblins at Gringotts are no followers of Ranrock.
They're after the locket. You said you discovered something in it.
Yes. I discovered an inscription. When I read it aloud, this map appeared. Clever enchantment. It's a map of Hogwarts, to be sure, but I do not know where it leads.
It leads to the library. A restricted section, to be precise, and a bit beyond. I see traces of magic there on the map.
I suspected you would see something.
Shall we go?
I appreciate your enthusiasm, and I'm eager to discover what we may find there as well. But if our experience at Gringotts, let alone what happened to Miriam, taught me anything, it's that the path we're on is terribly dangerous. I'd like you to work with Professor Hecat a bit before we continue.
But sir, how dangerous could the library be? Perhaps we're only after a book.
Perhaps we are only after a book, but we should be prepared for anything. Once you've honed your defensive magic further, come and see me. I'll let Professor Hecat know to expect you.
Professor Hecat's assignment. Professor Hecat would like to speak to me about some additional assignments.
I don't think I'm ready.
I wonder what it was like in Hogsmeade before 17.
Oh, watch the turn onto your feet, you'll settle.
No, I guess it wasn't in this room. It was a different room.
I'm here about the new spell you wanted to teach me, Professor.
Good. Professor Fig indicated a certain urgency to you completing your defensive magic assignments. As such, you are to learn Incendio, the fire-making spell.
There we
handy
go.
for lighting torches, burning away spider webs, and, when necessary, defending against those who would wish to do us harm.
Sounds versatile.
Quite. But before we get started, I'd like you to complete a few tasks. You may be surprised by some of them. Astonishing how much students don't think their professors know. When you're finished, come and see me. Then we shall begin working on Incendio. You know where to find me once you've finished.
In 2 rounds of cross wands, complete a round spell combination practice with Lucian Brattleby.
Seems crossed wands isn't as secret as it's believed to be.
Gryffindor. The Gryffindor wing.
Whee! Huh? Oh, not again. Here I've come from the toilet bowl where she said I could swim, did you praxia mole? As long as we only one time per week, I can plunge the boy's lavender.
Haunted toilets. Unless in dire straits, it's probably best to avoid this particular toilet as it is allegedly one of P's favorite pranking spots.
Think? Please, Peas, you'll make me late. He tried to stop me, did rancorous carp. Sought to trap me, confine me inside of a jar. But he failed, as did his containment charms. So I took my revenge to wreak havoc and harm. It was granted my privileges be handsome indeed, or I'd fire up the cannon, and so she agreed. To draw up a contract with her, not with him, that if I behaved, I'd have 1 weekly swim. Whee!
Where's Moaning Myrtle?
Look at your hair, your complexion, whatever.
Actually, I probably should find like a flame thing so I can. Oh, see, glad I can.
Revelio.
This next composition took some practice.
Holy crap. A new handle. And that's where it came out of. That is freaking cool. I just want to sit there and find that torch so we can
Revelio.
Barfulo or Barfuio. This portrait depicts the wizard Barfurio, famed for his brain elixir, sorry. And as an example of what happens when incantations are improperly spoken, he once said S instead of F and found himself on the floor with a buffalo on his chest. Remember the Robot Chicken skit where they poke fun at the fact that like you're teaching students you know, skills is on the equivalency of like something like here we go.
You can't imagine how inconvenient travel
Like
was before
on
I
the same
invented
level as like a nuclear bomb or something, which you know most magic spells are.
Revelio.
Oh. There's like one wrong move and all of a sudden you got a buffalo on your chest, or you're summoning, you know, armoring of zombies or something, you know, just for like
You can make it. Lucan's just over there. Levioso.
Revelio.
I guess inside.
Can I help you? Can I help you?
Hold on a second. Do I get something to unlock doors?
Accio. Reparo. Lumos. Levioso.
Okay.
Sebastian told me to see you about a club.
If Sebastian vouches for you, that's all I need to know. I coordinate duels for crossed ones. A dueling club of sorts. It's invitation only, so you must have really impressed Sebastian.
I'm flattered to hear that. Sebastian's not a bad duelist either.
Imagine it's quite something to see the two of you duel.
How does cross wands work exactly?
You show up, I match you with other duelists, and whoever is still standing in the end wins. It's our way of determining the school's greatest duelist once and for all. And to liven things up, the winner is awarded a prize. Interested?
Of course. Dueling's an entertaining pastime.
I agree. Besides, in crossed ones, you can duel with a partner if you like. Your first time I'll pair you with Sebastian. Next time, you'll need to bring a partner along, or duel alone. So, care to step into the ring?
Okay.
Get me in the ring.
Spectacular! Let the fireworks begin!
We'll make you regret signing up.
Target lock lets you track enemies without aiming.
There goes my way.
Lumos.
You're better than that!
Dang.
Is that all you've got? Stupid one.
Act like a winner.
Pity more people
How do you
got
use
what
that
to
blue
do.
meter?
Nice work. Sebastian wasn't wrong about you. There's strong competition ahead, but keep this up and you could be the next school champion.
Brilliant. Count me in.
I shall. In fact, the second duel is ready when you are. And as a fully initiated member, you now have access to the official Crossed Wands training dummy. Very good way to master spell combinations. Come and see me and I'll set it up. Again, congratulations on your first Crossed Wands victory. Well fought. Hope to see you back here again. Glad you're back.
Hello, Lucan. Is the next round of Crossed Wands all set?
Why, yes it is. I've got a great match lined up. Ready for another round?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Brilliant. Are you dueling with a partner?
Yes, Sebastian.
Then let's get to it.
Time to
Ready to get thrashed? Apologies in advance.
Why is 3 of you?
Leviosa. Sendo. Leviosa. Is that all you've got? Defendo. Leviosa. Defendo. Come on.
Leviosa. Let's try one now.
Defendo.
You're better than that!
Stupid one.
Leviosa.
Give him one more.
Lumos. Protego. Stupid one. Accio.
There goes my wager.
Levioso.
Stupid one.
Act like a winner. Leviosa.
Levioso. Protego.
Leviosa.
Leviosa. Stupid one.
Glad I didn't bet on that round.
That was much better.
Bravo.
I gave it my all.
You did indeed. The other duelists have already taken notice of you, but after that last round, they'll really have it in for you. You'd better keep practicing if you want a chance at winning, or at least surviving the next round. I'll let you know when we're ready. Hope to see you then. The next round is for all the gobstones, so to speak.
Because I use a test dummy, I guess.
Hello, Lucan. May I use the training dummy?
Of course. I'll fetch it and give you a list of combinations to practice. Ready to have a try now?
That would be wonderful.
Be sure to cast all your spells before the dummy lands. If you need to stop practicing before you finish all of them, let me know. Nicely done. That's it.
Levioso. Accio.
Boom.
Good one. I'd say that's enough practice. You looked good out there.
Thank you, Lucan.
I say better to discover one's weaknesses during practice than during a duel. You'll be a fearsome challenger now.
Assignment's all finished.
Handy resource indeed, your field guide. I'm most pleased to be included.
I trust Mr. Brattleby was able to accommodate you.
I finished all of the tasks you gave me, Professor Hackett.
Glad to hear it. Then you should be ready to learn Incendio.
Should be, Professor.
Yes. I'm sorry to say, I visited enough careless colleagues at St. Mungo's to assure you that fire is a fickle servant. Your spellcasting has impressed me thus far, but please maintain focus. I would rather we not end today's lesson with your robes aflame. Let us begin. And remember, focus on the proper wand movement. Concentrate and keep your wand steady.
There we go. Incendio.
Good work.
They don't probably won't use like Reparo that often. Secrets of the restricted section. I should report back to Professor Fig and let him know that I've learned Incendio.
Incendio. You're getting it. Keep at it. And do try not to incinerate yourself.
there you are.
Hello, sir. You'll be pleased to know that I worked on my defense of magic with Professor Heckard.
So I hear. She tells me you've taken rather well to your new wand. You must continue to work with her and your other professors to improve your skills. That said, I don't wish to postpone our visit to the library any longer. So, shall we proceed?
Fig! I have work for you. Come.
Headmaster, I'm with a student and my schedule
Your schedule will wait indefinitely, as will your student. I would think that after all the trouble you caused me with Osric, you'd be eager to make amends. My office, 5 minutes.
That man is exasperating. Unfortunately, our trip to the restricted section will have to wait a bit longer.
But, Professor...
We have no choice. It would be unwise to provoke our illustrious headmaster further. I shall find you when I've completed whatever toils I must endure.
Talk with Sebastian. Secrets of the restricted section. To get into the restricted section, I'm going to need to convince Sebastian Salo to tell me how. He's never far from the Defense Against the Dark Arts classroom. I should look for him there. Could continue on.
Sebastian mentioned sneaking into the restricted section. Perhaps he'll have an idea.
Protego!
Sebastian, there you are.
I was hoping to see you. I was in the Three Broomsticks after patrol attack and saw what happened with Rookwood and Harlow. Not many students have Victor Rookwood's attention. What was that all about?
I've never even met him. Perhaps he mistook me for another student.
If you say so. I won't press you now, but you will have to tell me what's going on at some point. You might need me. So, why were you looking for me?
I need to find something for Professor Fig, but it's in the restricted section of the library.
He can't get it himself?
He was called away by Black at the last moment. I suppose I could wait to get a note from him, but...
You want to show some initiative.
Precisely. You mentioned being clever enough not to get caught in the restricted section.
And I am. Meet me outside the library tonight. And tell no one.
What will happen if we're caught in the restricted section?
Detention, no doubt. But a word of caution or two will help. For one, avoid Peeves, the poltergeist. Aside from wanton destruction of property, he loves nothing more than telling on the likes of us.
How concerned should I be about the librarian?
Madam Scribner doesn't take kindly to clandestine activities taking place amongst her precious books. So do all that you can to avoid her. She and I have had our entanglements, but I can hold my own against her. You may not be so lucky.
Thank you, Sebastian. I'll meet you later.
Thank you, Sebastian Stan. Alright, I think I'll leave it here. I still want to read up more on my next Spider-Man comic for the next review. So yeah, go ahead and save. Still need to figure out what that blue stuff, that blue meter does. Anyway, I will see you guys tomorrow. I'll play a little more of this, and then we'll see what else, because I definitely need to get back to more Fire Emblem Engaged. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Have a great night.